Hello, Namaskar. I am Mahen Pratap Singh. I have already discussed with you the Nepal crisis, and this video is an expansion of that crisis. Today, we shall focus on Sushila Karki, who is the interim Prime Minister of Nepal today. The uncertainty that had been prevailing for quite some time to search for leader has now settled, and we will also have a look at various uprisings in the world who have toppled governments and saved new regimes. I am going to start with the introduction to the topic. As you know, this Nepali crisis that started on 9th of September has its deep roots. Although it started with the social media ban on the part of the government, but it took into fold many factors. One by one, the youth frustration is quite visible in Nepal. 47% population of Nepal consists of young people. It's a young nation. And employment level has dipped very low to 20%, which is one of the world's highest. I want to tell you clearly that nepotism, which has taken a word for itself, nepokits is a buzzword in social media in Nepal. People are talking about nepokits who live comfortable life, enjoy employment and opportunities in various fields, while the common Nepali is still struggling hard for bread and butter. In that scenario, when government is not doing enough in the healthcare sector, crunch of public amenities, medicines, this now is unacceptable to the young generation of the Gen Zs. They want responsibility from the governments to ensure they move on economic path and opportunities should be provided by the government. Now, let us also know uh, why this anger against the government so acute. Anger against the government was simmering for some time. It was simmering. The resentment, as I have already told you, it had deep roots in other factors than just the single incident of banning the social media. As it has happened in many uprisings of the world, the same happened here also. If you look at Middle East, the Arab countries, they had Arab Spring in the early 2010. Later on, almost all the governments in Arab world toppled. It started with a simple incident in Tunisia where a daily wager, the fruit vendor selling fruits, was inspected by the police and all his wares were confiscated. From there it started and it spiraled out of control and took into its fold all the Arab nations. Egyptian revolution in 2011, in which Hosni Mubarak government was overthrown. Uh, Hosni Mubarak government was suffering from IMF debt. The IMF debt and cut on the public spending and promotion of prioritization compelled people to come out in the streets. And one more major factor was Hosni Mubarak's announcement that he was going to make his son his successor. His wife was accused of archaeological theft of precious artifacts. She was known for her lavish lifestyle. This actually made the people go against the regime of Hosni Mubarak and he got toppled. Nepal's Maoist revolt against the monarchy in 1996. Now have a look at Nepal's Maoist revolt in 1996. It started to establish People's Republic of Nepal. As an aim, it wanted to end monarchy and make Nepal the People's Republic where feudal structure is no more and every common Nepali has his rights to livelihood, employment, and basic amenities, health care, good health care, all these. It lasted till 2006 when a comprehensive peace agreement was signed in 2006 between the Maoists and the government of Nepal. A comprehensive peace agreement was signed in 2006 between the Maoists and the government. That from here you will stop this mindless violence and uphold democratic values, respect human rights, and abandon armed conflicts, among many other things. Besides, the Comprehensive Peace Agreement provided for the formation of Truth and Reconciliation Commission and a Commission on the investigation on enforced disappeared persons to address serious human rights violations, find the root causes of conflict and provide reparations and justice to the affected people. Here, the people who had been sufferers at the hands of the violence, they should be given compensation and those who have done injustice should be brought to justice. The interim constitution of 2007 was replaced with a new constitution in 2015. It was adopted. It was based on secularism and federalism. It means the democratic principles of secularism and federalism would not be compromised. The concerns of the common people, like human right violations, forced disappearances, social inequality, and justice, remained unaddressed. So many questions of related to common people, they remained unaddressed. Injustice, as it prevailed earlier, found its prevalence in the coming months as well. Not months, years passed by, and the nation, which had started with a firm resolution to the solution of many problems related to their social, economic, and well-being goals. At last, the things came back to square one. They came back to square one. The demand for equality and justice remained largely unmet. Now, this part is over. The second part relates to the choice of the Genji for Sushila Karki, who is the new interim prime minister. She is the first woman chief justice of Nepal and also the first prime minister of the country. These are the two main factors behind her. One more important aspect of her life is, as the Chief Justice of Supreme Court of Nepal, she had initiated proceedings against the corrupt in the system and brought to justice most of them. She even invited their ire due to all these uh, reformist judgments. Uh, this was a youth uprising, as you have already know. KP Sharma Oli's regime has been toppled, and in this violent incident, 19 people lost lives and many more were injured. The uprising was with a purpose, and it was to keep the old guard in the politics away, because they were the destroyers of the fortunes of the people. And he tendered his resignation to President Ramchandra Podle. The uprising was, as I have already told you, not only the result of the social media ban. Its roots were behind the screen. Youth unemployment, which is 20% in Nepal. The economy survives on the remittances sent from the abroad by the migrant Nepalese. This is the stark reality of economic condition in Nepal. On the other hand, the Nipo kids are living a luxurious life and spending and enjoying all the benefits that money can give. Uh, the common Nepali in between is struggling and struggling, not finding any solution. And when looking at the future, it seems dark and gloomy. Uh, Here, the children of the powerful and rich getting priorities over common people. Aspirational youth demanding better life and clean governance. Now, a search started for the suitable leader who could lead Nepal out of this crisis and take charge of the governance of the country till the fresh elections are held and new government formed. This for this there were many name proposals. The one was the mayor of Kathmandu, Balendu Sharma. He was very popular among the youth, and the second name that emerged was that of Ravi Lamichhani, the president of Rashtriya Swatantra Party, but pushing back all names. One name emerged loud and clear, and that was the name of Sushila Karki. She had already earned her name as anti corruption judge. She had established her fame, and this facilitated her rise to the topmost post of the country. Uh, Now, have a look at one more incident in the world in France, in Europe. France is witnessing the similar kinds of incidents. France prime minister has resigned, and France public is expecting that the government should provide them better health care, pensions, social security, and stop the intolerance and uh, hatred from the country. All these were the aspirations of the people. The public spending cut there was an issue. Employment is also an issue in France. Uh, Protest here. France government is trying to contain, but it's a great trouble and bodes ill of France. Now, one of the regions was also pension freezes and cuts on healthcare funding. All these were the wide matters of widespread resentment. Actually, the foreign debt had risen in the country alarmingly. The IMF loan and many other borrowings and payment repayment of interests has crippled the economy. That is why austerity measures had been taken in France to cut public spendings and unnecessary spendings as well to bring the economy back on track. It can be a grim reminder for the governments of the world. If you fail in delivering your promises, in protecting the interests of the people, in promoting growth and economic development of the country, upon losing trust of the public, you are going to be punished. Sushila is a 73-year-old woman who has been chosen as the interim Prime Minister of Nepal. A date of election has also been declared to be held on March 5, 2026. Although the House of Representatives has not been dissolved yet. Uh, One crucial aspect about her is that she has a political science master's degree from Banaras Hindu University. It means she has uh, good ties with the country, spent her time in this country in getting these degrees. This proximity can help the ties improve with Nepal, which have been frayed for some time. We should admit that they have been frayed for some time. What are the friction points with Nepal in the context of India? For the past many years, India and Nepal have been on the course of collision due to mainly territorial claims. There have been territorial claims from both the sides. Nepal claiming the land which India had been administering for many decades even. Uh, when questions are raised on those, the ties are bound to shower, and they shower. What are the key locations of contention? Kalapani, Lipiadhura, Lipi Lake, and Susta areas. These are India administered regions, Kalapani, etc. But uh, they are being claimed by Nepal as their own territory and demanding India stop interference with other countries. The ties have come to this level. The other friction points with Nepal are demand for revival of Treaty of Peace and Friendship 1950. Nepal demands an old treaty which was in force from a very long time, and it's still in force, but it has not been admitted on the part of India that it is pursuing it. It means India has no interest in it, or its interests are being harmed. That is why it is not admitting to that. They demand the revision of this act. To conclude my video, I want to tell you just one thing, that the democracies who do not know the veins of the people, they never try to feel the pulse. These pulses sometimes run high due to the economic crisis, the bad condition of the healthcare, lack of basic amenities, and provision of large scale employment for the youth. The aspirational Gen Z cannot tolerate if you cannot deliver. And this is what has happened in Nepal as well. Now I bring my video to an end and take leave of you. Very, very good night. Thank you for watching.